Hello and welcome back to Mancave City. I am LegoManCave and this is Mancave City. Here we have all different sorts of buildings, all your usual emergency services such as the police, the hospital. We got the old firehouse for the Ghostbusters. We've got an actual fire station over there. We have skyscrapers. We have shopping complexes. We have a little fairground, town hall, bank, shops of all sorts. So here I am. I've come to see you, and I have grown a little bit as well. So this is the avatar for LegoManCave. And as he comes out, he has grown supersized. So standing at a massive 45 centimeters tall, we can see the size comparison of just how big this guy is. He is 3D printed, and that's not even the best part. Just like every minifigure, he can come in several pieces, and it's as easy as anything to assemble. I absolutely love this 3D printed guy. So we got the trousers back together, next for the arms, and just like that. And then we've got the head. Now the hair can come off, but it's a very tight fitting, and I'm not going to risk damaging it. But just like every other minifigure, he can slot back together. How absolutely awesome is that? I mean, look at my little guy. Looks like he's a million miles away. I love it. That's a pint glass of Coke with whiskey. And of course, look at the, I can't get over the size of it. Absolutely love it. And I've got to say, if I turn him around, I even had a special tribute. So my granddad Tommy recently passed away. Wasn't expecting anything, but he left me a little bit of money, so I used it to get this amazing guy. He was £45, and I found a guy called Ben Silverstone on Facebook who makes these, and he has done an absolutely fantastic job. And then, as you saw in the last video, I've got some stickers, so why not put one of those on him as well? So yeah, this is my giant mini-me. Now I'm going to get into a little bit more detail on how this guy came around. Okay, so a brief bit on this. So I found him on Facebook. I messaged him, said how much to do a figure like this. And he said £45 because of the level of customization that I have. So, of course, then I was like, sweet, let me get back to you. I then messaged him and I said, this is exactly the minifigure I want, except I want where I've got mancave on the back, I wanted it on the front because I couldn't do that from Byron Bricks. So, that's where we started. So, within a couple of days, he'd already messaged me and sent me a picture of where he'd got to on the first part, and I was absolutely taken back of how awesome that looks as a start. Spoiler alert, as I put in that corner. Even after we'd started making it, I asked him if I could be cheeky and wanted to see if he could put the In Memory of Grandad Tommy on. This was an extra bit after we'd already agreed a price and everything, and as fantastic as this guy is, he threw it in, price included, so no extra charge. I was buzzing with that. Thank you very much, Ben. Then we got to talking, and he was telling me how he has got his company called Print and Burn. This is what it looks like on Facebook. So, of course, he has got 3D printing, laser cutting, and he's based in Staffordshire. It's just basically the other side of Walsall from where I am in South Birmingham. Not going to give too much away where I am, obviously. But yeah, so that's where he is, and you can do collection or he can do delivery, but we'll get into that bit soon. He even tried giving me a variety of different hairstyles, but I was like, nope, I'd like to have it as much like my minifigure as possible. I then sent him as many of the screenshots of the choices that I made off Byron bricks so that he can have a bit more of a detail to know what to work on. And from that, he figured out this hairpiece down here. So then just going on a little bit more, I found a lot of the previous ones that he has made. So I will show you these now. He has got absolutely loads of figures that he has done. So there is a quick brief idea of how many different ones he has got. But then not only that, he's also got some extra pieces. So he's doing like Halloween decorations. He can do 2D designs. He even did, oh yes, chicken jockey. That is awesome. All comes at different prices, obviously. He does Pokemon as well, which is absolutely fantastic. He can do the discs. He can do pretty much anything. He showed me this. This was absolutely awesome. That's Mewtwo in a glass jar. He made that. That's how good he is. Now, this probably was not cheap because there's a lot of work that goes into doing something like that, but it just goes to show the level of quality and skill that this guy has. So not long later, probably about a day or two, this is what I received. And I was like, I absolutely love the body. However, the face needs a bit more. Oh, and there is my plaque that he put on for me. And says the face needs a bit more detail because this is what I actually want. I want it as much like my minifigure as possible. So, lo and behold, that's exactly what he did. And look at the transformation in that. I mean, if you look at that, and then look at the difference he's made, it is absolutely phenomenal. After he made the face, he had to, because he couldn't print it on, so he's had to do like a bit of painting, and then he's put some, I think he said it was like vinyl for the beard, but it comes out absolute quality, as you can see. I love this guy. And then he's also added a few bits for the laces of the jogger bottoms. Now, yes, that means because I've got those on there, he can't quite sit down because it blocks it. But he can lean forwards if you really wanted him to. So you can do like that kind of pose. But again, that's not really something I need my minifigure to do because he's just going to stand there looking awesome. But if you didn't have these on, obviously he could just as normal sit down like any other character. Now, I will stress this is not a sponsored video, but because of the pure quality that this guy has done on this figure for me, I told him I'm going to do a video just on this and giving him a shout out, and if it helps him get some business, then absolutely fantastic. So I've done like, let's say, a little interview with him, so I'm just going to be reading off this. So I said to him, let me know what you want said in the video in regards to what you actually do. So he said, custom 3D printing and laser cutting engraving. I try to help people to get the custom pieces that they want at affordable prices and always work with customers to get exactly what they want. Prime example right there. I am open to discussions about most things and have a wide range of Lego inspired items as well as retro gaming, Pokemon, Minecraft, etc. I do mass produced items or replica weapons. So in other words, it's not just minifigures he does. He can 3D print pretty much anything that you want. All you got to do is have a chat with him, tell him what you want, how you want it, and then work with him to see if it's a reality, which 9 times out of 10, I'm going to guess he will find a way to do it. As I say, same with the face. You know, you couldn't print the face and then put it on, but he then went above and beyond to make sure that detail was still there. So I asked him, what are your price ranges? He says anything from £5 upwards Big Lego men, like mine, start at £35 for the classic minifigure, and additional extras can be added. My aim to make showpieces affordable, and for larger pieces I always aim to be cheaper for UK buyers than other makers. So in other words, he's always trying to have competitive prices so you're not paying £100-200 for something. I mean, look at him next to me. He is massive, and that was £45. Anybody else should have charged you probably 150-200 quid, something for that, unless you've actually got the printer, the skills and everything else to do it yourself, which I've got a tiny 3D printer and I can't even work out how to do a bloody tray, let alone something of that quality. So back to it. I says, right, okay, what about delivery? He says UK delivery is available on everything. For some larger custom pieces, collection is preferred due to sometimes unreliable post service. So, for example, we all know in the UK what Every or Amazon or Hermes or whatever you want to call them are like, where parcels can get thrown around, left in the rain, or nicked off a doorstep, you know, things like that. You don't want that happening. So if it's a bigger piece and you don't want it broken or lost or damaged, your best bet is going to pick it up or meet up with him somewhere. Always able to sort that out. Timescales, it does vary. Some items, such as our new wreaths, which is the Halloween one I showed you earlier, that can go out the same or next day. Items that are very large or need a lot of customization can take longer, but we always aim to get it done within a week. He had that done in less than a week, so that's fantastic. I says, are you UK only or abroad too? He goes, he can do abroad, but not to the US. So for all those viewers that are in America, I do apologise. This video probably isn't for you, but we can still show off what we've got. You've got plenty that we want that we can't get. So I says, is there anything else that I haven't mentioned already? He says, just that as well as the 3D printing, we do the laser cutting and engraving. Personalised tumblers are a big item for us, as well as coasters, business cards, wedding favours, etc. So he has a wide range of things that he can actually do. So that is absolutely amazing. There was something else. Sounds great. Everyone loves giant figs. For reference, I have the child Lego legs, and he's done figs for the kids where they can swap the legs for the adult ones as well. So for this, if that doesn't make any sense, these are what you would class as the adult legs. These are what you would class as the child legs. So you can see the height difference. So he can make both types of legs. So you can have a big figure or a small figure. You can have an adult figure. You can have a child figure. He can do that. And I've said to him, I says, the fact that it can be taken apart as well is absolutely awesome. I'm already considering buying something else off him, whether it be accessories for my figure to hold, things to put in his hands, like, you know, or like instead of his hands. Oh, that's another thing I didn't show you. So his hand can actually come off as well. So I could either have items for him to hold in his hand, or I could have it to replace his hand. Say, I don't know, off the top of my head, Captain Hook. He has a hook, not a hand. So that is another piece, and it just clips back on as easy as anything. So he can do all different sorts of accessories. He goes, I have a huge number of different options for handheld things, and even make some custom bits if Lego haven't brought it out. So basically anything you can think of that the figure can hold or replace his hands or something like that, whether you want him to have a big axe as a hand, I don't know, depends on what you want. That is all absolutely possible. As I say, it's not just minifigures he does do a massive range of other stuff, but for the purpose of what I've bought and my experience and this video, I'm going on about minifigures. I'm going on about Lego. So yeah, as I say, he can print and make many different things. So I mentioned about the chicken jockey from Minecraft that you saw earlier. My cousin absolutely loves that. You've seen him in one of my videos, Ruben. Shout out to Ruben. So I messaged his mum and I says, look, this guy, this is what I bought. Absolutely fantastic. She is now in talks with him as well. She lives in Ipswich, I think it is. So even though that's a lot further, again, you know, you've got that postage option if you wanted to take that risk. And there we go. So that's her happy and sorted. So that's basically all I've got to say for now. I mean, I cannot refer this guy anymore. Oh, just look at him. He's fantastic. He's not like stupidly loose either. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's falling apart. His arms actually hold. It's not dropping straight back down. I mean, just like any normal minifigure, it might do that if you mess around with it too much. His head can turn all the way around. And oh, that's a horrible noise. But again, you know, I can get different heads for him. I can get different hairs, accessories. I can change his jacket. I can have a complete another figure. Or I can just make the wife. Not that I'm going to, but I could make a figure of the wife to join me. But again, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go on too much. I will leave a link in the description of everything that he is doing and how to find him, basically. So for now, thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see ya in the next video. Bye bye.